News. Ethics. From the Greek ethos, the way of living, the philosophy of human conduct, and the rational justification for our moral judgments. Or should I say justification? I've watched too many Polyev speeches. Have ethics become just another weapon in the political war chest? And is it ethical to use ethics as a political weapon for your own gain? Or is it just another platform for virtue signaling? Look how ethical we are compared to them, us beacons of morality. Pay no attention to the lobbyist behind the curtain. We could stay up all night like Adderall-ridden first-year philosophy majors and debate Kant, Hume, means, and ends, but the end doesn't exist. Ethics goes beyond the law, beyond the written and spoken word, to the very way of being. But that hasn't stopped us from writing multiple government policies and dedicating an entire commission to it. Because nothing says we're ethical people more than saying, oh, that's good, we should write that down. Thou shall not kill. Is that moving forward? Because we just... The purpose of the Code of Ethics is to avoid real or apparent conflicts of interest, maintain and enhance public confidence and trust in the integrity of members, as well as the respect and confidence that society places in the House of Commons as an institution, place the public interest ahead of their private interests, and to provide a transparent system. Members of Parliament and the public service are required to meet certain standards, like organizing their investments in a trust so that they're unaware of its dealings. They must recuse themselves of any dealings in which they may have a conflict of interest. They can't use their position to further their own interests or the interests of their family. Any of this sounding familiar? They or their family may not accept gifts or advantages, and they may not accept employment with an entity that they had direct dealings with while in office for a cooling off period of 2 years. We're looking at you, John Horgan. There are, of course, exceptions to these rules. Exception 1. A public office holder or member of his or her family may accept a gift or other advantage that is permitted under the Canada Elections Act. 2. That it is given by a relative or friend. 3. That it is received as a normal expression of courtesy or protocol. This is where things get tricky. If the purpose of the code is to avoid real or apparent conflicts of interest, we start to sound subjective. Are the intentions of an action conflicting? Or are the results of innocent actions conflicting? We need someone around who says, hey, I think that's a bad idea. The Ethics Commissioner. They are a nonpartisan government official who offers advice and approval for potentially conflicting actions. The first independent Ethics Commissioner was appointed in 2007 through a 2004 amendment to the Parliament of Canada Act, in addition to the Conflict of Interest Codes for the members of the House of Parliament, which is in addition to the 331 pages of standing orders for the House of Commons, but in no way abrogates or derogates Part 1, Subsection 3 of the Parliament of Canada Act, or Subsection 126 of the Criminal Code, or exceptions under Subsection 11.2. By the time you piece it all together, you got 1,000 pages of government documents open full of amendments pointing you to another document that's redacted because this commission replaced another commission, and your laptop fan's running so fast you can't take your hands off the keyboard, otherwise it'll fly to space, which is probably Trudeau's next vacation. But would that be unethical? Well, that depends on who takes him there and why. In 2016, the Prime Minister took a private jet to Bellsclay, a private island, to vacation with His Highness the Aga Khan, whose foundation has dealings with the government of Canada. If he had just said that sentence out loud, the Ethics Commissioner would have informed that Sections 5, 11, 12, and 21 prohibit that. Because the Ethics Commissioner did determine that His Highness was not Justin Trudeau's friend, as per exemption number 2, but was instead a friend of his father, Pierre Elliott Trudeau, and had little contact with Justin Trudeau prior to him taking office. The Ethics Commissioner is more detailed than your girlfriend's screenshots during an argument. On February 14th, 2013 at 10:54 p.m., you liked Tammy's photo that said single and ready to mingle. That was before we were dating! Oh, so you're just dating me to get to Tammy? What? I am talking down to the letter. Literal letters. Birthday cards, congratulations, condolences. Apparently Canada Post can deliver. But these cases aren't that simple, because you can be in contravention of one subsection of the Act, but not another. And if you're not in contravention of this section, well then, this doesn't matter. Yes, he took a private jet, but no, he didn't give favor to His Highness or his foundation. But he didn't recuse himself from decision-making with regards to the foundation. But since no favor is given, the lack of recusal is not a violation. Is absence of proof an absence of intention? Like SNC Lavalin. Was Trudeau trying to protect jobs, or was he trying to protect his job by unlawfully influencing an election? Is an apparent conflict subjective or objective? And can you rule someone in contravention of the law based on an apparent subjective opinion? The latest complaint against Trudeau for his Jamaican getaway was dismissed by the Commissioner. Not only did Trudeau learn his lesson and get prior approval, the Commissioner has decades of records confirming Trudeau and Peter Green's friendship. Therefore, it qualifies as exempt. Like it or not, the Trudeau family is one of Canada's legacy families, and rich people have rich friends. And as much as we'd sometimes like to salt burn their asses, the current Ethics Commissioner, Conrad von Finkenstein, whose name sounds like he could solve a problem like Maria, has solved this one by saying, "What we have here is clearly a generous gift, but it's between people who are friends, and I don't see why, just because they're well off, they can't exchange gifts, and that's what they're doing here." Boom. Done. not unethical. This is the double-edged sword of codified morals, ethics, and laws. We can point to the print and say, see, look here, I did nothing wrong. I am exempt. But it doesn't feel right, does it? Why is that? Perhaps because the question goes beyond the spoken and written word. We're questioning the way of living, an ethos. Does it enhance the confidence and trust in the integrity of members of parliament? Does it place public interest first? Does it provide a transparent system? It's hard to look up at Parliament Hill and watch them have $1,700 ticketed events and $500,000 affordability retreats, or watch the leader of our nation go on a $60,000 vacation while more and more of us are struggling to make ends meet. There is a real or apparent hypocrisy between the moral grandstanding and their actions. And simply asking Conrad von Finkenstein to sing away the problem won't keep Canadians from sending the Liberals for the hills. The real question the Prime Minister should be asking is if he wasn't Prime Minister, would his friends still be giving him $60,000 vacations? Because if I was Prime Minister and my friends were giving me $60,000 vacations, there is no way I'd be coming back to work. I'd be sitting on a private island sipping Mai Tais, swiping on Raya. Because if the OC has taught me anything, it's that you can be as unethical as you want as long as you got rich friends to give you a place to stay. That Julie Cooper, I tell you. If you're watching the OC like I am dying to talk about it. And if you want to know what's not news, I'll be right here. I don't think that one went well. Now that I read it, I don't like it. We should really do more Sound of Music references. The hills are alive. Julie Andrews is a national treasure. Oh, she's British?